Casey Mwangi. This past summer, I had the honor of attending Yale Young Global Scholars, an academic enrichment program that brings high school students from all around the world together to spend 2 weeks at Yale University and explore diverse topics as well as get to meet new people. I would like to talk a bit about my application experience as well as my experience at the program. Some context, I submitted my application when I was in grade 10, which is sophomore year. I applied from an American high school located in Rwanda, a country in East Africa, and I am a Kenyan national. Before I jump into the different components of the application, I would like to say that everyone's application process is different. Everyone gets in for unique things that they bring to the table, so don't use my example as a set guide as to how to attend YYGS. But to get into the components of the application, there's a 400-word essay, there's a 200-word sectional essay, and there is 2 fast-take responses, as well as an activities list, and finally, why you would like to attend YYGS. So here are some tips on how to complete the different sections of the application. First and foremost, I'd like to say be yourself, show who you really are, and be genuine in the things that you write, because I feel like there is value in being who you really are and showing what you bring to the table as you are. For the activities list, where you have to list the different extracurricular activities you do outside of regular school, list different positions you're in terms of clubs, different sports you may partake in, and genuinely your different interests that you enjoy. So be true to that. For the essay, I would say last year my application prompt was, what does my ideal day look like? So I connected what I did in my activities to what my ideal day would look like, showing how the things I was involved in, my current passions are things that are my ideal day. So that is just one tip, to find different ways to connect your different applications, because I feel like there's value in showing that connection between different areas of your application. And then there's also a section in the application where you have to explain why you would like to attend YYGS. For this section, I would recommend doing a lot of research on the program and finding what sticks out to you about the program. For me, I saw that diversity is a big thing that YYGS is intentional about. So I spoke about how diversity is important to me, how diversity has been an important factor in how I've been brought up, and how this will contribute to me going to YYGS and being a meaningful part of the YYGS community. Now for some general application tips. My biggest tip would be to start early. I would suggest, number one, if you know you would like to apply to YYGS, go check out the website, check out the requirements, the eligibility requirements and everything, the different parts of the components that are required for the application, and decide that you want to apply so you can begin early. I would say if you do try to apply in a short amount of time, this can lead to you feeling rushed and not giving your best product. So planning ahead of time and setting due dates for yourself of when you complete different parts of the application is really important to ensure that you produce your best work, you are genuine to your responses, and that you don't feel rushed throughout the process. Another thing you have to think about is a recommender. For YYGS, you have to have one recommender to recommend you for the program. So reaching out to a recommender early is something that I would highly suggest. Finding this person or a teacher that you would like to recommend to you and reaching out to them early, telling them what YYGS is about, as well as potentially sending them a list of the different extracurriculars you've been involved in, is a very good way to get ahead of the game. Lastly, I would also like to say this is also one of the most important things for international applicants, but it is extremely important to apply early decision to get your decision early, because one thing that can cause conflicts and problems in you attending the program could be getting a visa. Personally, for me, I applied early and got my decision towards the middle or towards the end of December. And so even when I applied for the visa, the only dates that were available for me to go were in May. And so this was a really, really long time, and it was very far from the time that I would need to actually get the visa and go for the program. So you have to make sure that you are applying early if you're an international student who needs a visa to go to the United States, so you can get the visa early, get all the documentation you need prepared so you could attend the program. So those are my 3 tips. Make sure you divide up the application so you can complete it in different sections and do not get overwhelmed. Reach out to a recommender, send them an activities list, and focus on applying early decision, especially if you're an international applicant, to ensure that you have enough time to get all your visa documentation and travel documents ready for the program. So now I'd like to talk a bit about my experience at the program. Number one, I'd like to say that you meet a lot of really cool people who are from all around the world. I met people from Ukraine, I met people from the 50 states, I met people from different countries in Africa. It was just such an enriching experience to be with people from different walks of life who had different meaningful things to contribute to our discussions, who brought fun vibes when we were touring around Yale and, going shopping at Yale shops. And then secondly, just talking about the daily day-to-day events, we would wake up at around 5 or 6, but by 7 o'clock breakfast would be ready and we'd go to the dining halls. There's a variety of different foods and dietary restrictions are accommodated, and so we'd have breakfast. After that we would go and have family time, and family time was a time where you'd meet with a group of 5 to 7 or 5 to 10 people, and here it was just a tight-knit group, and you would either have discussions in the morning and have discussions about what you learned, as well as play different games, and also have a group of people that you get to connect with and make friends with. And after these we would go for different lectures and seminars that were taught by prestigious Yale faculty who were well accomplished in their field. And after this we would normally have different seminars we would go to, depending on whether you were in LPC, which is Literature, Philosophy and Culture, SGC, Solving Global Challenges, Law, Politics and Economics, PLE, and lastly Innovation, Science and Technology. You would have different seminars you attend that pertain to the discipline you're in, and these were taught to us by university students, and it was more of a smaller group where you could ask questions and really dive deep into a specific topic in your discipline. Now for some other components of YYGS, the YYGS Talent Show. I personally participated in this with one of my other friends who I met during the program. When we met the first 2 days, we realized that we both had the passion for dance, and since we knew the talent show was coming up, we spent the first week choreographing, and then the second week we auditioned and we made the cut for the talent show. The talent show was a really fun time to see different people's talents, how people play different instruments, how different people can dance and sing. So it was very cool to have a night where we just appreciated everyone's talent. And then another component of YYGS that is very cool is the YYGS Speaker Series. Here students can audition to give a TED Talk about anything they would like. I auditioned and I made the cut, and I basically spoke about my activities in my community and how they were fulfilling to me. But it was also interesting hearing about other topics such as 3D printing jeans, the power of cold showers, the power of running in the morning. All in all, I hope this information has been useful in giving you insight as to what the application process is like and what it's like attending YYGS. I would definitely recommend checking out the YYGS website to look at the requirements and the eligibility standards that you need to meet to apply. But YYGS is definitely a place to go if you want to meet people who are from diverse backgrounds, form lifelong friendships, and learn a lot of different things in a field that you may particularly be interested in. And I would also say that take a chance to apply, because it might be life-changing.